We are here today to talk about the Board of Directors for the Pinellas Continuum of Care. Today is December 20th, 2024, and elections for the Pinellas Continuum of Care Board of Directors will take place on January 10th, 2025. Let's talk a little bit about the Pinellas Continuum of Care. The Continuum of Care, or the CoC as we like to call it, is required by HUD. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development does require that CoCs be active in communities all across the country in order to promote community-wide commitments to ending homelessness, develop and implement long-term plans to address homelessness, promote access to and effective use of mainstream programs, and apply for CoC program notice of funding opportunities, or as we like to call it, the annual NOFO. The Pinellas Continuum of Care serves all of Pinellas County, and its mission is to make homelessness in Pinellas County rare, brief, and a one-time experience. The Pinellas CoC follows the Housing First philosophy. This is a philosophy and service model that prioritizes permanent housing without preconditions and barriers to entry. Because when you follow the Housing First model, you treat everyone as housing ready. And of course, supportive services are offered to maximize stability. Through this Housing First model, we recognize that homelessness is indeed a housing crisis. The Pinellas Continuum of Care is made up of CoC members, and this is a diverse group that includes individuals with lived expertise, nonprofits, including homeless service providers, grassroots and faith-based organizations, government agencies and elected officials, local businesses, and of course, concerned neighbors. The CoC is also made up of various boards, councils, and committees that these members get to participate in. That includes the Board of Directors, the board's Executive Committee, the Funders and Providers Council, the Advocacy Committee, the Data and System Performance Committee, the Lived Experience Advisory Committee, and our Youth Action Board is currently falling under that Lived Experience Advisory Committee, the Point in Time Planning Committee, or the System Disparities and Inequities Task Force. The CoC is, of course, led by the Board of Directors in collaboration with its lead agency, the Homeless Leadership Alliance of Pinellas, or the HLA. The HLA serves as that lead agency, which means that the HLA conducts planning activities, including the coordinated entry process and overseeing the annual point in time or PIT count. Serving as the Homeless Management Information System lead agency, that's what we call HMIS, and serving as the collaborative applicant by submitting that annual HUD NOFO grant application. The CoC's board is elected to act on behalf of the CoC. Members of the CoC board will be elected on January 10th by CoC members in 2025. The CoC's board is responsible for developing written standards to prioritize programs and populations, as well as establishing and monitoring individual project and system performance. The executive committee of the board of directors is led by Chair Kathleen Beckman, Vice Chair, Councilmember Deborah Fix-Sanders, and Secretary April Lott. The Executive Committee also includes an individual with lived experience who serves on the CoC's board, chairs of both the Providers and Funders Council, as well as the immediate past chair of the CoC. CoC membership follows the calendar, so it is January 1st through December 31st. And in order to be eligible to vote during January 10th's election, you must submit your CoC membership application and dues payment no later than 9 a.m. on Friday, December 27th, 2024. In order to serve on the CoC's boards, councils, or committees, elect board members, access HMIS, which does require additional fees and applications, and access the CoC's other benefits, you are required to be a member of the CoC. To join or renew your CoC membership, please visit www.pinellashomeless.org/PinellasCoC. And if you have any questions, please reach out to the HLA staff. So the CoC Board of Directors. The CoC Board of Directors is responsible for making policy decisions on behalf of the continuum of care by evaluating needs, implementing strategic responses, and measuring results. And the CoC approves and gives input on priorities, benchmarks, system-wide plans, and rankings for that HUD NOFO application. CoC board members represent a diverse set of service, population, and program interests, and board members must live in, work in, or go to school in, or serve Pinellas County. And this is, of course, to make sure that the CoC board has a true stake in the future of Pinellas County. And of course, you also have to be a CoC member in good standing. That means you've attended a couple of meetings throughout the year and you have submitted your membership application and paid your dues, or of course, have requested the scholarship. There are 19 to 31 members of the CoC's board of directors, and the board members are encouraged to participate in those other CoC councils and committees that we mentioned earlier. Members are both appointed and elected. So our appointed members, we actually hold a vote of confidence for them during the first board meeting of every year. Elected members are elected by the CoC membership. And terms for CoC board members are 2 years. CoC board members are allowed to serve 3 two-year terms up to a maximum of 6 consecutive years, and this does include partial terms. And members must rotate off for at least 1 year when they reach that 6-year mark, and then they are absolutely welcome to come back and reapply and rejoin and start that clock back over again. Of course, terms are staggered for elected seats so that we try and make sure that there are new folks working with folks who have been established on the board, and to make sure that things run smoothly that way. Appointed seats hold no term limits. We do hold an annual vote of confidence, though. Board meetings are 3 hours long, and these occur bi-monthly. So in 2025, the board is expected to meet every other month, beginning in January. Board meetings are typically on the first Friday of every month, unless there is a holiday. So the first board meeting in January of 2025 will be on January 10th, not January 3rd. It will be on January 10th. This January 10th meeting will occur at Allendale United Methodist Church in St. Petersburg. All subsequent meetings for the CoC Board of Directors in 2025 will occur at the City of Largo Emergency Operations Center. Of course, we require quorum to conduct business during CoC board meetings, and quorum is 51% of voting members. Virtual participation is now possible at CoC board meetings. And of course, these meetings follow Robert's Rules of Order, and CoC board members are asked to miss no more than 3 meetings in a calendar year. Board members are also asked to attend at least 50% of CoC membership meetings. Of course, you can, as a board member, appoint a representative to attend the CoC membership meetings on your behalf. But as a board member, you must be the person to attend the CoC board meetings. And if you're looking at the screen, you can see the QR codes for membership applications, board applications, and board renewals. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send those to HLA staff. So let's talk about the election for 2025. 2025's CoC Board of Directors election will occur at 9 a.m. on Friday, January 10th at Allendale United Methodist Church in St. Petersburg. The address for that is 3803 Haynes Road North, St. Petersburg, Florida. In order to vote on January 10th, members must attend the meeting in person or virtually. We will actually, I know it doesn't say that on the screen here, but we will actually allow virtual participation and voting during this meeting. CoC members are also asked to join or renew their membership in the CoC by 9 a.m. on December 27th. At this time, dues must also be paid or scholarships must also be requested. During the election, so at 9 a.m. on January 10th, nominees will be presented individually and will each have 3 minutes to speak. A nominee may also encourage an advocate to speak on their behalf. After that point, voting will occur by roll call. And here's an election timeline. So on Friday, December 27th at 9 o'clock a.m., both board applications and CoC membership applications and dues are due. On Friday, January 3rd, CoC members will receive a ballot announcement. This will also be posted online, and this will give members an opportunity to learn more about the candidates. On Friday, January 10th, the election will occur. This will take place at 9 a.m. during a CoC membership meeting. And again, members can attend virtually or in person for this meeting that will occur at Allendale United Methodist Church. The first board meeting of 2025 will occur immediately following that membership meeting. So the CoC members will gather, will go through election procedure. Members will hear from candidates. There may be an opportunity even to ask a couple of questions if time allows, and then members will vote on candidates. Once voting concludes, the CoC Board of Directors meeting will begin. Board seats eligible for re-election or election include one at-large seat. This is for any CoC member who lives, works, or attends school in Pinellas County. There's also one business seat available, and this is available to a representative of a for-profit business that serves Pinellas County. There are also two non-entitlement community seats available. These seats are reserved for a representative of a Pinellas community that is not, so excluding Clearwater, Largo, St. Petersburg, Pinellas Park, or Tarpon Springs. We will also be electing or re-electing a secretary during the CoC Board of Directors meeting. The election for the secretary will not occur during the membership meeting, but will occur during the board meeting because that position, though elected, is actually elected by members of the CoC Board of Directors. So CoC members will elect members to the board, and those members will then elect or re-elect a secretary during the board meeting. This secretary, as I said, will be elected by the CoC Board of Directors. And those duties include signing official documents for the CoC, approving CoC membership applications, and if the chair or vice chair are absent, potentially chairing CoC meetings. We will also, during the Board of Directors meeting, hold a vote of confidence for appointed members. This will be a vote of confidence for all appointed members, including, hopefully, the vacant seats. We are looking for representatives from the city of Pinellas Park and the city of Tarpon Springs to fill two vacant appointed seats. Applicants for those seats will be considered during the January 10th Board of Directors meeting. The application process for these seats is the exact same as the application process for the elected positions. And again, on screen here, there is a QR code and links to the applications. So to renew your CoC Board of Directors membership, please go to www.bit.ly/capital B, capital O, capital D, renewal. So www.bit.ly/capital B, capital O, capital D, renewal. And for a new membership, go to www.bit.ly/capital C, lowercase o, capital C, capital B, lowercase o, capital D. Again, that's www.bit.ly/capital C, lowercase o, capital C, capital B, lowercase o, capital D. These applications are also available at pinellashomeless.org/board-of-directors. And to renew your CoC membership application or to join the Pinellas Continuum of Care, please visit www.pinellashomeless.org/PinellasCoC. And just as a reminder, board and membership applications are due by 9 a.m. on December 27th. There are a couple of additional opportunities that I wanted to take a moment to share. And that includes those councils and committees that we talked a little bit about earlier. The Funders Council is responsible for advising the CoC board on the funding of services, coordinating local and community-wide planning. And this group meets twice annually independently and then 4 times annually with the Providers Council. The Providers Council is similarly responsible for advising the CoC Board of Directors on services, highlighting concerns and actions. And just like the Funders Council, this group meets twice independently every year and 4 times annually with the Funders Council. The Data and System Performance Committee is responsible for coordinating and reviewing HMIS data and system performance measures, informing best practices, and recommending priorities. They meet monthly in person in St. Petersburg. The System Disparities and Inequities Task Force, formerly known as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, provides insights into and develops strategies for promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion within the Pinellas Continuum of Care. They also meet monthly in person, though virtual participation is also possible. The Lived Experience Advisory Committee, they meet monthly in person in Pinellas Park to advise the CoC on services, programs, and the needs and concerns of individuals and families experiencing and at risk of homelessness. There is also an advocacy aspect to this group. The Point in Time or PIT Planning Committee meets July through February, and these are hybrid meetings. Some are in person, some are virtual, and they do meet monthly during that time period. And this committee is responsible for planning and executing the annual PIT count and survey event. Lastly, we have the Advocacy Committee, which meets quarterly virtually, and they advocate on behalf of the CoC, and the Review and Rank Committee, which meets as needed during that HUD-NOFO application process to review and rank or score projects applying for that annual HUD-NOFO. If you have any questions about councils and committees, please reach out to vkelly@hlapinellas.org or mrobinson@hlapinellas.org. And of course, there is the annual point in time count or PIT count. That is coming up on Thursday, January 30th. Shifts are only 3 hours long plus a 1 hour training. So volunteer shifts on January 30th will begin at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., or 4 p.m. And by helping volunteer to survey your neighbors experiencing homelessness, you will help secure millions of dollars for critical resources here in Pinellas County. You will help inform local, state, and national policies, guide local planning, resource and system allocation, and advocacy efforts. So please sign up to volunteer for January 30th, 2025's Pinellas County Point in Time Count at www.bit.ly/2025 capital P, capital I, capital T. So that's www.bit.ly/2025 capital P, capital I, capital T. You can also go to www.pinellashomeless.org/pit to learn more. And there is a more information about the point in time count available on the screen here. So you can see here, volunteer to help end homelessness, secure over $7 million in funding for vital resources such as affordable housing, drive advocacy efforts, plan local resource allocation. Please volunteer with us on January 30th. Cold night shelters are also in their season right now. So the cold night shelters activate when the feels like temperature is 40 or colder for an extended period of time across Pinellas County. And these are basically pop-up shelters that provide a warm, safe place for neighbors without homes to sleep on dangerously cold nights. You can support the Cold Night Shelter program by partnering with this program to provide shelter, transportation, food, or care. If you want to get involved in this program, please reach out to Megan Robinson at mrobinson@hlapinellas.org. And again, just one more time, the QR codes to join and renew membership in the CoC Board of Directors and the CoC are up on the screen. One more time, here they are again. And don't forget that board and membership applications are due at 9 a.m. on December 27th. Please visit www.pinellashomeless.org/PinellasCoC to renew your CoC membership. One more time, those links and QR codes are available on the screen. Please feel free to pause this recording right here so that you have time to take those shots or copy those email addresses to get to those websites, to get to those applications and fill them out. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to the HLA team. Thank you so much, and thank you for helping end homelessness here in Pinellas County.